This is a 2015 Chrysler 200, which is a mid-size sedan that Chrysler built from the 2011 to 2017 model year, spanning over 2 generations. The first generation model ran through the 2014 model year, where this new second generation model took over for 2015. Now we get 2 major changes with the second generation of the Chrysler 200. The first one is a major exterior redesign and interior overhaul, which took the vehicle from being a very nice looking option within the midsize segment to being one of the best looking options out there. We also get an all new 9-speed automatic transmission, which results in a huge improvement in overall fuel economy. The first generation of the Chrysler 200 wasn't bad looking, but it wasn't really something that got you all that excited either. It was a little bit boxy, a little awkward overall, and it wasn't until this second generation model came out that I even gave the Chrysler 200 a second look. It's got a much more sporty, elegant look to it, and it also looks slightly premium. Now, without a doubt, my favorite thing about the second generation of the Chrysler 200 is this front end, which has a very sporty, upscale look to it. I especially like the way that the headlight and grille blend together seamlessly. Got just a little bit of a touch of chrome to give it a premium look. And then if you look at the lower bumper, it's got a very similar profile to it, kind of reversed, where instead of sweeping up on the ends, it sweeps down. Again, having just a little bit of chrome to give it that more premium look. Now, when the Chrysler 200 came out in 2015, it was available in 4 trim packages. The base model was the LX. This is the mid-level limited package. They also offered the 200S, which was the sport model, and the 200C, which is their top-of-the-line model. With the limited model, we get a set of 17-inch wheels instead of steel wheels with hubcaps. And then inside the vehicle, we also get a number of nice enhancements. Now, the side profile of the Chrysler 200 is also very good looking. It's got a really clean sheet metal design to it, nice design cues throughout. No tacked on plastic, nothing really cheesy about this vehicle, which we got a little bit of that in that first generation model. You'll see we've got the chrome wraparound on the windows. Again, just a touch of chrome to give it that more premium look without there being so much chrome that it's overwhelming. It's a really nice design there. I also really like this lower trim piece at the bottom of the doors. It kind of flares out, helps give the vehicle a very sporty profile. And then coming around to the back of the vehicle, likewise, a very sporty look here. Really like the way that the taillights kind of blend in here and how the trunk kind of juts up there. Gives it a nice look. And likewise, you'll see just a touch of chrome on the back of the vehicle to give it a classy look. Got this little strip along the bottom, the Chrysler logo, and then the lettering for the 200. So really a great looking vehicle. Huge improvement over what we saw in that first generation model, and with the introduction of this second generation in 2015, I think it really became one of the leading mid-size sedans in terms of overall styling. Just as the exterior of the Chrysler 200 gets a really nice update for 2015, the interior does as well. You see it's got a really nice overall layout with a lot of brushed aluminum accents and a pretty good level of standard features when configured like this limited model. We get power windows, power door locks, power mirrors. Our driver's seat is full power with lumbar support. And then we also get a smart key for easy access to the vehicle. And with that, we get push button start. Instrument cluster's got a really cool look to it with the blue backlighting and then some nice touches of chrome as well. Steering wheel is leather wrapped. See on the left hand side, you can control a number of vehicle settings, Bluetooth, and then cruise control on the right hand side. Center dash has a couple of vents, and then we've got our infotainment screen, duals as a backup camera. We've got AM, FM radio, Sirius, and XM radio, and then you can also connect your phone or other MP3 device using a Bluetooth connection or hardwired connection. See, we can control radio, those other external media sources, phone, we've got a compass, some climate settings, and then a number of vehicle settings. Below that, we've got our hazard lights, and then we've got audio and climate control, and then we've got this little dial-based gear shifter. It's actually the first mid-size sedan with that feature, and then we've got an electronic parking brake. You'll see that below this whole console, we've got a lot of storage space down here. And then another cool thing is we've got these 2 cup holders and this other storage compartment. If we push this little lever here, this whole thing slides back. We've got more storage space down below. So pretty cool setup there. You'll see that inside of here we've got USB connection, auxiliary connection, and then a little power outlet, which is used for connecting to this system. Slide that back closed, and we've got a nice large center console as well. Up above, we've got a manual dimming rear view mirror, a couple of reading lights, and a compartment for sunglasses. The back seat of the Chrysler 200 is fairly spacious with pretty good leg, head, and shoulder room. So we've got a little storage compartment here in the center console. Our middle seat does fold down into an armrest with 2 cup holders, a little bit of storage space. And then you also see that there's a pass-through to the trunk here. Handy if you got a large object that needs to fit through, or a set of skis. Close that, and then you'll see that we can also fold down the seats in a 60-40 split if you need to increase that rear cargo area. Both doors also have a little bit of storage space and cup holder built in. Coming to the back of the Chrysler 200, you'll see our backup camera just to the right of that. This button here is used to open the trunk, and you'll see that inside it's fairly spacious. Now, the second generation of the Chrysler 200 was available in either front-wheel drive, or it had an available all-wheel drive system, which actually was carried over from the Jeep Cherokee and could transfer up to 60% of torque to the rear end of the vehicle. So a very advanced all-wheel drive system. And then under the hood, you had your choice between a 2.4 liter 4-cylinder or a 3.6 liter 6-cylinder. You'll see that this vehicle's got that 2.4, which has 184 horsepower and 173 pound-feet of torque. The 3.6 in comparison has 295 horsepower and 262 pound-feet of torque. With this model, you'll see an EPA rating of 23 in the city and 36 miles per gallon on the highway, whereas the 3.6 sees an EPA rating of 18 to 19 miles per gallon in the city and 28 to 31 miles per gallon on the highway. The 0 to 60 time on these vehicles ranges from 6.3 seconds with that 6-cylinder to 8.4 with the 4-cylinder. Now, despite the fact that this vehicle topped out at 178,000 units sold in 2015, Chrysler decided to discontinue it after 2017 because they found that they got higher profit margins with their trucks and SUVs. So it's pretty sad that just when they get to the point where they're building a really nice sedan, they discontinue it, but there were some downsides to this vehicle as well. For starters, despite the fact that it is a great looking vehicle on the exterior, the performance of the vehicle doesn't really match. It's a little bit sloppy in terms of the overall ride quality, handling, and steering feel. So even if you go with that 3.6 liter V6 and you're gonna have great performance in terms of a 0 to 60 time, it's not really gonna give you a great premium driving experience overall. The other thing is, despite the fact that you get that 9-speed automatic transmission, which should be a huge improvement over the outgoing 4-speed, the performance isn't great. You do get a really nice improvement in fuel economy, but when it comes to the drivability of the transmission, it's a little bit abrupt. You feel like it's shifting inconsistently, and when it does shift, it can feel a little bit harsh at times. Now, the Chrysler 300 does have some really nice advantages as well. I really like the exterior styling on the vehicle. I think it's one of the best looking mid-size sedans within its class. Very sporty, very sleek looking. I also like the fact that this vehicle is available with all-wheel drive. That's a little bit rare within the mid-size segment, and it's really nice for people that live in northern climates and may need something that handles a little bit better in snow and ice. The other thing is, despite the fact that the transmission isn't especially smooth, it does result in excellent fuel economy. Despite the fact that this is a mid-size sedan, you're seeing fuel economy much more in line with a compact car. Now, if you're okay with a kind of mediocre driving experience, there's nothing to really complain about with the Chrysler 200. Yes, it's not that sporty, the transmission can be a little bit abrupt, but you're getting great fuel economy, and overall, the ride quality is pretty good too. So that's the second generation model of the Chrysler 200. Not necessarily the best midsize sedan within this very competitive class of vehicles, but it's got a lot of definite upsides to it. Very stylish on the exterior, a nice interior as well. I love the fact that it's available with that all-wheel drive system and very good fuel economy. On top of that, you can get a used one of these for a very affordable price. If you have any comments or questions on the Chrysler 200, leave them in the section below. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to give me a thumbs up. In the meantime, thanks for watching.